Testing it. Testing it. Not sure if we have video yet. Testing it. Testing it. I see that I have a stream up here in OBS, but no stream. Interesting. What is our stream health? I guess it looks good. Matto says it's morning. I'm gonna go test it here on the main. Okay, it might be working. Shares you can see. Alright, I think we may be good. Oh, you see my share in the shot. Can't have that. What do I need? Suppose I could look at my phone. But what I'd like to do is see if I can get this old Amazon Fire tablet working, and then we're going to do audio tests. Does this Amazon Fire tablet even have YouTube on it? Or is it just Amazon stuff? Really? Do I need to download YouTube again for this? This is hilarious. I think we were using this tablet here for... Oh, did the stream just stop? Or did it keep going? Not sure. I see it's buffering on the old computer. It's working on the new computer. Which means I guess it's working? Or is it frozen? Because I can't read the stream from there. Yeah, we're definitely on some sort of lag. Or are we not? Interesting. Now, good evening. Thank you for watching this. See if we can get the YouTube app working. Man, that's pretty hilarious. It auto-completed to Telegram. This is a very old Amazon Fire. It's kind of hard to tap. Yeah, I'm just doing it through the browser. I like how it completes to regular and Roman gay. It's like the first thing that comes up. Okay. Attempting to load it here. Awesome ads.
Deal ends October 10th.
All right. So that worked. Open app. Do I get get to download the app for this Amazon Fire. That's pretty funny. We even have it for Amazon Fire. There was an error when installing Spotify music program. This tablet is such a piece of garbage. That's why it's cheap. Can I even... Wow, look at that. Look how bad that is. Look how much it doesn't scroll. Oh, there it finally did. So bad. Anyway, I'll do this later. That's really like for who's ever with me, who wants to look at it on their phone. So quiet. There we go. There's your real fart. I get to smell it on the microphone. Note to self, everybody else who comes on the podcast is going to get different microphones. Yeah, we'll just go through an iPhone that can actually stream this. Rather than having someone, I miss having Ethan, like people off the channel, be able to just read the chat. So, live chat, there it is. Keep it going. Clutch went in with my Stealth. Car had a bunch of other issues, including a salvage title, no air conditioning, and burn a quart every 500 miles-ish. Wasn't worth the money. Brian has bile, bloat, squad gut. Dude farted for culture. So, reboot flowing, still going, still here. Let's go, Phils. Schwarbomb. Yeah. So, okay, so far so good. I'd like to know if my audio levels... Actually, I can just listen to my audio levels for a second. It's going to get feedback. Oh, man, they sound fantastic. I should also... I wonder if I can double live stream right now, or if that's going to be too much for my Wi-Fi. Because we have the old computer... We have the new computer running off Cat 5. We have the older computer running off Wi-Fi. And if I go live on Instagram and just do like the exact opposite of what's happening now, live, yeah, okay. We'll go live on Instagram because Instagram is growing thanks to these shorts that I've been doing. So yeah, like this is the background. So if you're watching this on our second channel, Regular and Roman, as we do this test, the regular camera is right there. The old computer is right there, streaming everything through the mixer. The new computer is there, streaming the show. So eventually what I'd like is to have some, because producer Ian, he moved back to Lancaster or Lebanon to go be with his mom and go back to work at the auctions down there. So he's not there to rock that anymore. We really stopped doing the podcast when Ethan moved away because there was no one really to produce it. So my editing computer is over there, and I'm right here in the sort of studio corner of the living room. But we're doing a test right now. Can I zoom in? Not really. We're doing a test now with the Canon XA60 running as a webcam. This is the main camera that films the show, but and it's running over there on the old Windows 7 computer. Guess what? Why do I keep doing that if I keep smelling the microphone? That's awesome. Lebanon. Yeah. There's your chat stream on. Wait, are we? No, yeah, it's on Regular and Roman. Okay. Probably what's going to happen is I am wary of streaming, like spam streaming the main channel. So probably when we do the podcast tomorrow with Kurt, it's going to stream here on Regular and Roman, and maybe a little bit on Instagram Live, like that. And I wonder, can I record with the Canon XA60 at the same time you're streaming it? Well, let's find out what happens when I press the record button. Nothing happens. Well, it is recording right there. And okay. So that means I need to get some audio into the camera from there. But that's not going to be a problem, because what I can do is I can use the DIJ and plug the receiver, just mount the receiver there, plug it in there, plug the audio down into that, and then put one of the transmitters, get that guy, and just plug that in via that cable right into the headphone out of the mixer, so that the camera can hear what the mixer hears. So we're getting audio directly from the microphone, so I don't have to run a second microphone setup. So that's good. I just have to remember to then plug external power into the camera so the battery doesn't die. And then hope I have enough. Oh, yeah, I have 3 hours on the camera, so there's no way the podcast goes for 3 hours. We just have to remember that the podcast can go no longer than 2 hours. Then that way I can take a higher quality version of the podcast and a higher quality version of this and upload that to the main channel on YouTube, but that won't be sent to subscribers. Like when the main podcast goes up, like after it's edited, like after it's streamed, we'll put it on the main channel, not as an unlisted video, but just it'll go up, but it won't go to your feeds, because I don't want to hurt my algorithm on the main channel, because the shorts have been helping that so much. All I'm going to do is, from all the shorts that I get from the Canon, from that, like I'm going to have to then cut up the podcast for shorts from that file on the Canon, and then that'll be my assignment like for the next 2 weeks. Because like with an hour podcast, we're going to get like, I don't know, 20 shorts out of that, especially if Kurt and I have a few drinks and then just start going off on stuff. So that's going to work. Sounds good. All right. So I'm going to close the I have a 300ZX SMS and PA for you to review. I'm reading the comments of the Instagram feed. The Gonzo reviews on the Porsche Cayman and 928 inspired me to make Gonzo reviews. Cool. You sound like the guy that offers people a pickled sphincter, whatever that means. The XA60 is a baller camera. It holds up. Thanks, man. Bro is a yapaholic. Well, thanks, man. Used to be a teacher, so I can talk all day. One says I can't hear you. Probably because I had the camera away from me. How are you, bro? Does it squirt? Something. Okay. So, right. And if I even minimize the app on my phone, I can't read it. So that would be something else. If we would have to promote using this, I would need the device. I would need something in front of me that I could read the chat like this over here. Cars on Coffee. It's Matto says, can't you just screen capture it in the app? Yes, I could, but I want the full uncompressed file. Because if I'm going to be zooming and cropping, I want the full uncompressed file from the camera. Rather than what gets knocked down in YouTube after it YouTube, it just takes it like crazy. Jizdagram, hey Brian, hello. Cool. All right, so this works. In the event, which I wholly encourage, in the event we get super chats during the main part of the podcast, we would also want a way to be able to see them. So that's going to work as well. Right. Is this the fart palace? Well, it is tonight. Lancer says, how are you, bro? Something says, hi, Brian. You sound like the guy that offers people. That's people that already said that stuff. So just a bunch of people coming and going. Someone just says, say Brown. I had this, I think I told this story once before, but I was at Too Many Games one time, and it was kind of an odd fan encounter that I had where some like kid comes up to me. I'm like talking to Justin Silverman or somebody else. And this one kid comes up and says, are you Mr. Regular? And I said, yeah. And he said, oh, I like the show. And I'm like, thanks. And he's like, could you say Brown? And I'm like, I looked at him and said, Brown. I just deadpanned it. And he goes, no, you didn't do it. No. I mean, say Brown like you do in the show. And I said, hey, I'm not in character right now. It's like, come on. Like he was having a moment here. I wish I was making this up, but he was wearing a fedora. So I said, look, I'm not here to entertain you right now. Sorry, man. And I just look away from him. And like I say a few words to my friend, and I look back and I see him stomping as he goes away. And I'm like, did that like really mean a lot to him that I would just like Brown or something like that? It was really strange. Like it was one of the few encounters that I've gotten where people don't understand that I'm playing a character, that this is all like acting and podcasting. It's a different version of yourself. I see Isaac Flavely on YouTube. Super chat that says oil refill money for the taxi. Well, thanks. Yeah, she did all right. I drove her all the way to Easton yesterday for the garlic festival, and she only burned like half a centimeter worth of oil on the dipstick. I'm like, maybe the oil's getting thicker and dirtier. Yeah, I'm like about 500 miles over an oil change, although it has half an oil tank full, half an oil pan full of new oil after I got back from Anthrocon. She'll go in after we get back from Australia for to get that old Ford FE block sealed up as much as I can. I think I've been talking about that a bunch. Love to see you do more. Aaron something says, love to see you do more reviews of old Cadillacs. Well, you'll be in luck because we have a Cadillac DTS coming up. I didn't ride it yet. That's going to be in like 4 weeks. I'm not sure. Hopefully I'll be able to. When is it due? The Cadillac is due November 4th. That's when it's scheduled to go up. But on November 4th, we're going to be in Australia. So if I get it done before we go, it'll go up automatically. I don't think I have any sponsors on the video, so there's nothing to do. Ideally, means I have 2 Monday morning videos to complete. The Cadillac DTS and something else, although that means I'd have to have 3. I kind of don't want to be rushed before we go to Australia. So I'll have to talk it over with Nick if we can just have something else that goes up that Monday. Just so we don't immediately, really it's selfish, it's just so I don't immediately have to start scramble and editing the minute we get back home. Right? So, Super chat coming in on the YouTube channel that says, hey, Panamera, the official... Hey, Pan America, the official bike, like bicycle. I'm sorry, man. I don't know bicycles that well. I don't know what a Pan America is. I know what a Porsche Panamera is. What's the Porsche Panamera? The official car of... Most of the people who I've seen own Panameras are kind of cool. They're like... I think most of the people... Porsche Panamera is the official car of saying you own a Porsche, but you kind of own a Porsche, right? I mean, they're great. I never drove one. I want to. But it's not a 911. See, most people who would have a Porsche who need a family car would just get the Cayenne, right? Or a Range Rover. Or maybe if they're Porsche money, maybe they'll get a certified pre-owned Land Cruiser, Lexus LX 460 or something like that. The Porsche Cayman does strike me as a very, very nice car for people who want to go on kind of baller road trips. I would love to drive to Midwest Fur Fest in a Porsche Panamera. How badass would that be? Because I was thinking of going and bringing Crazy Taxi. But the thing is, as comfortable as the taxi is comfortable like a futon is comfortable. Right? It's kind of springy. It's soft and springy, which is fun for about an hour. But when I made the trip in the taxi out to Pittsburgh, that was a grueling 4.5 hours. And like Chicago is another 6. And on top of that, I have no doubt that the heater will keep up even with a vinyl roof. But the thing is with old cars, they don't vent very well. And you'd start smelling the car. There'd be carbon monoxide getting into the cabin for 10 hours. So with old cars, even in the winter, you need to open the ventilator windows and pull the little pinball launchers that open the vents in the floor. So while the Galaxy does, the heater's great. It will get the inside of the car warm, but you'll also be sucking on fumes after a few hours. So the solution is to have, which I haven't tested to see if it works, is to have those little boost cans of oxygen you can buy at Cabela's and just have that. I mean, that's the reality of classic cars. You're going to start getting a little loopy after a while. So, I mean, that's what, when I drove to New Year's Furry Ball, and is this thing still rolling on Instagram Live? Hey, it is. How about that? When I drove to New Year's Furry Ball, I needed to open the ventilator windows after like 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm smelling this car. This is it. When you have the roof up on that car, when you drive the car with the top down, not a problem. It's fresh air all day long. But when you have the windows up, it's like, of course, when you have the roof on and the windows down, not a problem. But when you have the windows up, you're limited for like an hour. So, and I hear stories of people at Midwest Fur Fest getting their cars broken into. So I don't really think it's worth the risk. We got some super chats coming in. Let's go over check here. What do we got? Spike Maple says it's a Harley Davidson Panamera. Oh, motorcycle. Okay, so we get to talk about motorcycles a little bit. Good to see you, Brian. Fingers crossed I may be buying an S2K, a $2,000 S2K with buying a 2K S2K, like a year 2000 S2K with 38,000 Ks on it. Looking forward to Australia. So are you from Australia, Andrew Palmer? Okay, that's it. PGT Design, has anybody offered you a Model 3 Highland? I know you did an old Model 3, but it'd be really funny to see a perspective on the new Model 3. No, we have some Android electric cars, right, coming up. Hyundai Ioniq 6 and Toyota BZ4X. Those are coming up. I got to film. To answer the question about the Harley Davidson Panamera, is it a pan head? Is that what you're talking about? A pan head? So older one? Is that like early 70s? Or is Harley Davidson come out with a brand new model now that costs $40,000? Harley Davidsons themselves, I recognize that they are more cosplay than bike. While they are fine motorcycles, when I drove them, I'm like, I get it. They're fun. They make you feel good. They make a nice sound. They make a nice stock sound. And the grips are nice. The stock grips are very nice. Not those big fatty ones. There's I just want to touch metal, and they're plastic chrome. They are very nice stock motorcycles that run very nice, and they're very nice cruisers. The only one I really could see myself riding is the Flat Track Racer replica. It's the Sportster 1200 something Sportster. So I hope that answered your question, or at least made the super chat worth your time. Honda SI 8th Gen 4-door was $3,074. How much do you think it's worth? $2,000. I mean, any car, Toyota or Honda, once you get over 300,000 miles, you have to start wondering about the compression rings. Your fundamental parts of the engine may be wearing out. Valves. Camshaft bearings. So that's something you have to worry about. Anthony 213 says, is the site down? I don't know what site you're referring to. The regular car review site? Yeah, we have to make a new one. And or by that, right now we just got the link tree. It wasn't making me money. It really wasn't. And even my Shopify store isn't making me money. We need to come up with new merch and a new way to sell it. Not sure if it's something I'm going to have to mail out myself or find a new. I was talking to the guy who runs the back lot with all the 8-bit style stuff he does on Instagram. He's a funny guy. I offered him money to like, hey, you want to sell stickers for me? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. That's what I'm really looking to do. It may be something, I don't know if you can have a shop connected to Patreon. So when people re-up their Patreons, it automatically sends them like stickers and stuff. And I think like YouTube itself or Instagram has merch available. So we may try that. It's thoughts for later. At the very least, I want like a sticker pack I can give to people when we go out and meet people. I am hungry and I want a beer. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward going in between the Instagram and the main channel there. So anywho. So thank you for people on Instagram who are watching this right now. And I'm going to close the Instagram, answer a few more questions on YouTube, and we're going to call this stream a success. Tomorrow night, not sure when, there will be a live stream, more produced live stream between myself and Kurt. And later on, after that's cut up into shorts, it will all be available on the main channel of Regular Car Reviews on YouTube. So you can watch the whole thing. So when people ask, where's the podcast, that's where it is. Do you want to buy my 3rd Gen 4Runner? Haha. I already own one, man. So yeah, closing Instagram. Who texted me? Is it Nick? Okay, yeah. Watch Brian look at his phone. What riveting content. Yeah. And the neat thing about the Canon XA60 is that since it's a full-on camcorder, You can zoom in. That is my buddy Lance, who's permanently on the background there of his hat that says, "Let me get a pack of Newports and $15 on pump 3." That's just him and like his eyebrows. That's a picture. He used to be on the podcast a lot. Oh, you can't see his face. That's funny. The camera is focusing on the reflection of the overhead lights and not the camera. I didn't know they were considered on two different focal planes. Someone who knows more about optics explained that to me. That was my friend Ben McElby, an artistic photo of him when he got his new Toyota Tundra. That's an old drawing from my old roommate, Corey Walton. She made a bunch of posters for a bunch of stuff. That as well. Home Sweet Home, that as well. There's a long story behind that photo. The light has a green light in it. Who gave me this? Someone gave me a picture of different types of automobiles. And so I just put it up. That's a photo of my old Nissan Pao that I miss dearly. I was thinking about buying a Honda today. I miss that car, but I don't miss it because, it couldn't go up hills. Someday I'll get a Honda today. PT Design says something with a GT. Oh, people are talking to each other. Camera is exposed for the overall scene, not the light source. The light will be overpowered. Instantly. Yeah, Zach Pollock loves the Honda today, as I do. Let's see. Up above there, there's a shot of my friend Justin Lose. Underneath a Yugo GV, when we were on the Retreat from Moscow Lemons rally, he has a little hand pump and he's pumping mineral spirits or mineral-based gear oil back into the manual transmission box, which is something we had to do a few times on the rally. The worst thing about driving a Yugo, zoom in again. The worst thing about driving the Yugo on the rally was that once we got to Leeds, Alabama and finished the rally, my ride home was a Yugo GV. I think he drove me as far as like Ohio or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I can't keep doing this. Just take me to a hotel. I'm going to get a flight from an airport and go home. That is mounted on or hanging on the wall is the rear taillight to a Subaru Forester, my old Subaru Forester. With down below, there's tape because there's a crack on it. When we were filming a Tesla Model X, and the guy ran into me, like our volunteer ran into me. He did about $1,000 to his Tesla, and all that happened to me was a chipped tail light that I went on eBay and bought a new one for $80. He even came with light bulbs. Alrighty. I think that's good for a stream. I don't really have anything else to talk about. So, that's it. I don't have anything prepared. So thank you for joining me for this test stream. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye. Gotta clean up the wires. Gotta roll them up real nice. Testing mic back in.